Okay, so we're going to go through the process of creating an aura or augmented reality experience on Aurasma. When you log in with your username after I've approved you to log into a Tim and Mule channel, this is the page you're going to see. You're going to see kind of a tutorial here in the center, and some buttons over here on the right. So these buttons allow you to go through the process of creating a augmented reality image. What I'm going to do first is just close that window, and first thing we need to do is upload a trigger image. So I'm going to click on trigger image, and you're going to see here's some that are already uploaded. You want to upload one of your own. I'm going to click on add. I'm going to name the trigger image whatever I want to call it. I'm just going to call it the same as the file. Your trees. Here are the coordinates. Now, we're not going to be doing that. That's if you want to add GPS location data. The image you want to upload, the training image, is what it's called in Aurasma, is the actual image that you will be printing out. So I'm going to browse there. I'm going to find the image. I'm going to try this picture of some trees and describe that, and that might be a good place to put your name. All right. And then you're not going to see anything here until you hit save. And then you'll see the image there on the screen. Now, Aurasma Studio comes with these masking tools. And these allow you to mask things out that you don't want the app to track. So we'll deal with that if you're having problems with tracking image. Here's where you will see a warning if your image is not a good one to be tracked. Seems like this one is pretty good. So I'm going to close this. Now we're going to see the trees image down here in the trigger images category. So I'm going to go to overlays, and I need to add something to go over the top of them. It's the same process. Click add, click name, diaper. And the next button is important. So we have video. In the drop-down menu, we have video, image, web page, and 3D model. So we're going to be dealing mostly with videos and images. The one I'm going to overlay now is an animated GIF. So I'm going to select image. That's a type of image. And it tells you the max size. So I'm going to put Brian GIF 1 in the description field. And once again, go to the browse area and select your GIF. I'm going to select this GIF here and click open. And now I need to click save, and that will upload that file. You can see here it's processing the file. It's a 2 megabyte GIF. And here we see the GIF. Alright, so let's close that. And now we need to make an aura. The aura is what Aurasma calls the actual augmented reality thing you see on your phone or your tablet. So click on the auras, and you're going to see some that are already made. Once again, we're just going to add an aura. And now we have to go through this path here. So let's name the aura. Brian Diver. We need to set the trigger image. Click the drop down menu and you can choose from all that are uploaded. So this is where your naming needs to be good, because the whole class is going to be using this account. So I'm going to select trees and we see it pop up here. The channel is important as well. So select the drop down. There should just be one. It should be a Timid Mules channel. That's the class channel. I'm going to close that little window. The next window, time restrictions window, allows you to set a certain window of time that this is available, and we're not really going to use that, so you can ignore that. Now we're going to add some overlays. So let's add 3 overlays so we get an idea of what the click-through process, building a click-through process is like. So I'm going to add the first one. Let's make that the diver. And you're going to see in my overlay section, I can still add here, and we see it in context with that image there. Okay. So I'm going to add a couple more. So I'll add one. I'm just going to select some that are already there. Let's do Princess Leia. Exciting. And let's do one more. Let's do a lolcat picture. Okay, so now we have 3 overlays added to our project here. 1, 2, 3. Now these little arrows here can move them up and down in the order, and number 1 is the one that's going to show first, number 2 second, and number 3 third. Okay, so I'm click there and we see down here that we have the properties of that overlay. So this tells us how we're going to interact with it and how it appears when we load the image in our phone. The first thing you need to check down here is, do you want this to be initially hidden, or do you want it to automatically fade in? That's the default. And here we want to be able to click on the images and then go to the next image. So these are stacked on top of each other. We need to add some actions. So I want to, actually let's look at the properties of the other 2. So I want this one to not be there. So I need to check mark initially hidden. I'm going to do the same with the third section. Okay. I'm going to leave fade in. I like that effect. So let's go back to the first image. Let's add an action. You see here's a couple of drop-down menus we have to fill out. So when overlay is tapped, it gives you a couple of options here. If it's an animated GIF, it can, and it's not set to loop, it can finish. Or if it's a video, you can set it to be double tapped and something happens, or after it's faded in. Here we're going to do a simple tap action. We're going to go to the next menu and we're going to tell it actually to stop that overlay. Okay, so in order to go to the next overlay, we have to remove the current one. So we want to stop an overlay and make sure that this one, here's our overlays, is set to the one we want to disappear. So I want to stop one overlay and add and start another. So I'm going to add another action. When overlay is tapped, I'm going to this time start an overlay. Let's load the second one there. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the second. So now in the process, we're at the second overlay. And I want it to do the same thing again. So when it's tapped, I want it to stop an overlay. It's going to stop Leia clear. And then I'm going to add another overlay when it's tapped to start the last overlay. And now it would be the third overlay. Now we can look at the third overlay and we can just remove that action there, and it'll end on the third diver overlay. And stay like that until you move away from that image or stop the app. And that's all we need to do. We need to come over here and we need to save it. We can close this window, and now we see our aura is available there. It lists what channel it's on, how many overlays are on, the trigger images, and the aura name. And at this point, as long as you're connected to the internet, it should propagate very quickly, and you can test it on your phone by bringing up an image and test it. And we'll do that in class.